Hello everyone. So today's class is about work as in continuation to the uh, task we were discussing last day. So today we will discuss about different unit for the work, different than what are in SI and in series system. So the new units for the work are gravitational units of work. So what are these gravitational units of work? Uh, the name suggests itself some information. You have to keep that thing in mind. So the gravitational system of unit, it is different from what is we are following according to the international system of units, SI system or series system. However, we represent the gravitational units in the form of SI system and series system. So let us try to understand how do we represent the quantities, the basic fundamental quantities in terms of gravitational units. So the gravitational units are based on three fundamental quantities: length, time and the force. Remember this thing, it is the length, time and force. It is not mass but it is force, right? And the units for these quantities, base quantities, which are the base quantities for the gravitational units, which may be the gravitational unit for work or maybe any other quantity. Here we are talking about work. So the units for these base quantities are: for length we have meter, for time we have second, and for force we have kilogram. Now that is something that may appear something strange to some students, but it is not difficult to understand. So the force, only difference is that the force is taken as in the kilogram. Actually force is not taken in the kilogram, we are not taking it in kilogram, but force is taken as the force corresponding to given kilogram mass of the object or given gram mass of the object. We have to calculate the force corresponding to that mass, given mass, and therefore this force to be calculated is the gravitational force. This force to be calculated is the gravitational force, right? So that is why these units are called as the gravitational units for work. So let us try to define the gravitational unit of work in series and in SI system. So in first case, let us take the how do we write the gravitational units of work in series system. So we have to make use of all these notations. We must keep this thing in mind. Okay. So in series system, the gravitational unit of work is gram centimeter. So how does it come, gram centimeter? From the formula of the work. Formula for the work is work is equal to force into displacement. Here we are taking that the displacement is taking place along the same direction of the force. There is no role therefore for any other factor. Okay. So therefore work is force into displacement. And in series system, which is a smaller system of unit, the gravitational unit for the work are said to be gram centimeter, because for the force in series system, if we are defining it with the kilogram, the force corresponding to the given gram or kilogram mass of the object, then in series system the force is taken as the gram, right? Actually it is not the mass actually, and hence here gram is not representing mass, it is representing the force corresponding to gram, given grams of the substance, or we can say given mass of the substance in grams. Okay. So here in series system, if work is represented as 1 gram centimeter as we have defined it here, that means 1 gram centimeter, if we are talking about 1 gram centimeter, then it will be equal to, we are trying to establish the relationship between SI system and series system with the gravitational unit. Okay, so the series system, in series system the gravitational units for work are said to be gram centimeter. So therefore from here on left hand side it is work, so that means 1 gram centimeter, it is equal to force, which is equal to 1 gram, or the force corresponding to 1 gram, and displacement is 1 centimeter. So this is how 1 gram centimeter is written. We get 1 gram centimeter of work whenever a force of 1 gram takes place and cause a displacement of 1 centimeter in the object, right? So here we are not just writing just gram, but we are writing it as gram weight. In some books it may have been written as gram force, so there is no difference. Gram weight and gram force both are representing the same unit. These are the gram weight is nothing but the gravitational unit for force. Okay, so from here 1 gram weight, it is nothing but equal to 980 dyne. Dyne is the CGS system of the force, CGS unit of the force. You already know about it. And how 1 gram weight is equal to 980 dynes? You can just see this derivation. So 1 gram weight is nothing but the gravitational force acting on 1 gram of the mass. Try to understand it properly and deeply. 1 gram weight, or we can say 1 gram force, is nothing but the gravitational force acting on 1 gram of the substance or any object. So therefore, how much force that will be? 1. You can just directly calculate that force, gravitational force, by simply m into g. So let me just write it here, m into g. So here m means mass is given to be 1 gram and g is given to be, in CGS system it is 980 centimeter per second square. So when we make calculation, we get 980 gram centimeter per second square, which is nothing but dyne, the CGS units of the force. So that is how 1 gram weight or 1 gram force, gravitational force, is equal to 980 dyne. So this is what we have substituted for 1 gram weight here, 980 dyne into 1 centimeter. So therefore the value comes out to be 980 dyne centimeter. This dyne centimeter, it is nothing but erg, erg. So these are the smaller system of unit. So this is how we understand that 1 gram centimeter, it is equal to 980 erg. So 1 gram centimeter is the gravitational unit of work in CGS system, which is equal to 980 erg. Okay, now we are ready to define one unit of gravitation, one gravitational unit of work in CGS system. So it is equal to 1 gram centimeter of work, and when 1 gram centimeter of work is done, 1 gram centimeter is the work done whenever a force of 1 gram weight, which is the gravitational force on 1 gram, right? So whenever a force of 1 gram weight or 1 gram force, which is nothing but the gravitational force on 1 gram, I have just comprehended in the bracket. So whenever a force of 1 gram weight displaces the object through 1 centimeter in its own direction, then we say that the work equal to 1 gram centimeter has been done. So this is the gravitational unit of work in CGS system. In the very similar way, we can define the gravitational unit of work in SI system, just as this. So in SI system, the gravitational unit of work is kilogram meter, which is written as kg dash m. Okay, so how does we represent the kilogram meter into how many units in SI system, right? So we start again with the formula for the work, which is nothing but work is equal to force into displacement, because force has to do the work along its own direction, or we can say the force has to displace the object along the direction of the force itself. So therefore from here, we because in SI system the gravitational unit of work is nothing but kilogram meter, so 1 kilogram meter, it is equal to, on the right hand side we have force, which is equal to 1 kilogram force, and displacement is 1 meter. Then we will get 1 kilogram meter gravitational unit of work. So from here 1 kilogram weight is the gravitational force on 1 kilogram mass of the object, which is calculated in this box right side here. Sorry, it is 9.8. Please make this correction. Okay, so whenever we substitute 1 kilogram weight force, which is equal to 9.8 Newton here, we get this value 9.8 meter multiplied by displacement of 1 meter. So 1 kilogram meter, it is the force which is equal to, it is the work which is equal to 9.8 Newton meter, which is nothing but joule, 9.8 joule. Right. So every time whenever we define 1 kilogram meter, or we can say the gravitational the work in terms of gravitational units in SI system, we consider that 1 kilogram meter, it is equal to 9.8 joule amount of work. So now we are ready to define 1 kilogram meter amount of work. So it is the work done, 1 kilogram meter is the work done whenever a force equivalent to 1 kilogram mass of the object, means 1 kilogram weight. This is how we write it, which is the gravitational force on 1 kilogram. This force displaces the object through 1 meter in its own direction. So this is the understanding of gravitational units of work. Let us move to the next part about other units of the work are nothing but the very first unit you can see here, it is the electron volt. So what are electron volts? This is the work done by 1 volt, or we can say 1 volt of electric potential on the one electron in order to displace it, because electron face the force or experience the force due to the electric potential applied. So whenever 1 volt of electric potential is applied, how much work is done on the one electron? So this is the unit of work, another unit of work. So 1 electron volt is the amount of energy, work done on the electron by 1 volt, which is given by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. And another unit for the work is the calorie, which we write as CAL, cal. So 1 calorie is nothing but 4.186 joules, which roughly we write as 4.2 joule in our calculations. So these are the other units of work depending upon the different kinds of problems we are dealing with. Okay, now we can skip to the next important part on the discussion on work, is the nature of work in different situations. In different situations, work is said to be either positive or negative or zero, depending upon kind of situation we are dealing with. So work which is represented as work is equal to F into S into cos of theta, mathematically it come out to be positive, it may come out to be negative, or it may come out to be zero depending upon the situation. So let us take the cases of these different natures of work one by one. So let us take the first case. So when the work is said to be positive, suppose that this is the formula. So if this work is said to be positive if angle theta is 0. Suppose that angle theta is 0, so that means angle between the force and displacement is 0. So that means displacement is taking place along the direction of the force itself. So in that case, this work takes the form F into S into cos theta. Theta is 0, so cos 0 becomes 1. So simply work becomes F into S. So here F into S means work comes out to be positive. So in this situation, whenever displacement is taking place along the direction of the force itself, the work done is said to be positive. We can think about different examples here where work is where force is applied on the object and the object gets displaced along the direction of the force, just as the force on a football by kicking it, right? Then the displacement in the ball, or we can say football gets displaced or starts moving along the direction of the kicking force, right? Another example we can think about, or situation we can think about, is stretching force on a spring. Suppose that a spring is getting stretched. One end of the spring is fixed and other one is getting stretched. Then the spring get displaced along the direction of the force applied. So in that situation also work is done, which is positive by the force. Similarly, you can think about anything which is being pulled or pushed, just as pulling a lawn roller, for example. Then the lawn roller gets displaced along the direction of the pulling or pushing force. So these are some cases where we say that work done is positive. So this is what we understand by meaning of positive work. So positive work takes place whenever displacement takes place along the direction of the force itself and in other no direction. Then we can discuss zero work. So when we say that work done is zero, if this angle theta in the formula of work is 90 degree, so it means that displacement is taking place in a direction perpendicular to the direction of the force. So therefore cos 90, whenever we substitute the value of theta 90 degree, cos 90 comes to be 0 and hence work calculates to be 0. So in this situation we say that work done by this force is 0. Let us try to comprehend this statement or meaning little more. Zero work done by the force, displacement is taking place, force is acting, but still work done is 0. This is because force cannot do the work along in a direction at right angle or more than that, right? So whenever displacement is taking place at 90 degree, that means the force applied is not doing that displacement, but there may be some other reason for that. But in the situation we say that applied force has not done any work because there is no displacement along the direction of the force. The displacement is only at right angle to the force. So there can be different situations just like here. We can think about this example. This will make you understand the situation even more clear. You can think about a person who is walking while holding a suitcase or a bag. Suppose that a person is holding a bag and is walking on the road. So that means the person is applying the force on the suitcase in order to hold it in upward direction, whereas the motion of the person along with the bag is in forward direction. So that means the force which is applied in upward direction, it is holding, the person is holding the bag at one position, right? So that means the force is the bag is not getting displaced along the direction of the force in vertical direction, but it is moving along the horizontal direction. So that is the situation where work done by the person on the bag is said to be 0. Another example we can think about, for example, an object moving in a circle with a constant speed. Suppose that some object is moving in a circular motion with a constant speed. So in that case, the work done by the centripetal force, which is the force towards the center of that circular path on the object, is 0, because force is acting radially inward to the center and displacement is taking along the tangent to the circular path, which is always so the direction between force and the direction of displacement is always perpendicular. So hence we can say that the centripetal force is doing 0 work on the object. The same situation work where the satellite is revolving around the earth. The gravitational force, which is the source for the centripetal force, it is directing towards the center of the earth, or we can say towards the center of the circular orbit of the satellite, and the displacement of satellite is along the tangent at any point on its orbit. So in that situation, the gravitational force acting towards the center of that circular orbit, it is always perpendicular to the displacement which is along the tangent at any point over the circular orbit. So in that case, the gravitational force is doing 0 work on the satellite. And the final thing we can understand is the negative work. So when we say that work done is negative, suppose that this angle theta in the formula of work is 180 degree. So what this angle represent? It means that object is getting displaced or moving opposite to the force applied, or opposite to the force we are thinking about, right? So whenever angle theta is 180 degree, the work from here in the formula we can calculate to be cos 180 degree, which is -1, and hence work comes out to be minus F into S. So this is the work calculated whenever object moves opposite to the force we are considering, right? So therefore in that case, work done is said to be negative. We can think about the different situations where we say that work done is negative. Let us take this case. Whenever an object is raised vertically upward to a certain height, right? So in order to raise an object, we have to apply some force. So this applied force is in upward direction. So therefore object get displaced in upward direction. So therefore work done by this applied force is positive. but at the same time the gravitational force of the earth is also working on the object. And because gravitational force is always in downward direction, whereas but object is getting displaced in upward direction, so we can say that work done by the gravitational force in this case is negative, because object is getting displaced in upward direction, which is opposite to the gravitational force, which is in downward direction. So this is what we understand by this situation. So in this case we say that work done by the gravitational force, is negative. Applied force is doing positive work, but at the same time gravitational force is also acting, which is opposite to the displacement of the object. Hence we say that the work done by the gravitational force is negative. And also work done by a frictional force. Suppose that one object slides over the other object. In that case the frictional force is always opposite to the direction of motion, or we can say displacement of the object. So in that case we say that the work done by the frictional force is always negative, right? So this is about the few things we have discussed today on the topic of work. We have discussed the gravitational units of work in SI system and in series system, and then we have defined the one unit of gravitational work, right? Then we have discussed the different natures of the work depending upon the situations. So this is all for today. Thank you.